Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here with this week's installment of Rabbi E in 3, brought to you by MEOR DC. You can find out about our programs like the Maimonides Fellowship or Shabbos meals near the campus of GW with our wonderful new couple, Rabbi and Mrs. Nati Stern, hosting students. You can find about these and other programs at our website, meordc.org, or on Facebook at MEOR DC. Okay. I hear people talking about Rosh Hashanah. I'm not sure what they really mean, because it's Passover time. It's Passover time. It is. No, I'm not crazy, and please don't substitute a piece of matzah for your apple when you're dipping it in honey next week. And yeah, still stick with the shofar. Don't take out the Haggadah. I know it's Rosh Hashanah, but still, even so, it's Passover time. What do I mean? Look at the Torah portion that's always read at this time of the year, at the time of Rosh Hashanah. The portion of Nitzvaim in the book of Deuteronomy towards the very end. And it's the very end of Moshe Rabbeinu's life, the last day of his life, that he addresses a whole assembly of the Jewish people and speaks to them in passionate, heartfelt words. And he says the following words, Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem lifnei Hashem Elokeichem. You, collectively, Jewish people, are standing today, all of you, in front of Hashem, your God. And then he lists different categories of the Jewish people, going from the most exalted, the elders, to the simplest, everyone there in one collective unit, a klal, a people. You're all standing before Hashem today. It was the last day of Moshe Rabbeinu's life. To do what? Le'avracha bivris Hashem Elokecha, to pass over into the covenant of Hashem, your God, that Hashem is making with you today in order to establish you as a people to him, and he should be a God to you. It's Passover time. Passing over into the covenant, the bris with Hashem. Now that covenant had been made before at Mount Sinai, promised earlier to the patriarchs, but Moshe, on the last day of his life, is renewing that covenant, that bris, with the Jewish people. And the language is to pass over into the covenant, because in ancient times when two parties made a covenant, a guarantee, a promise with each other, that relationship that binds each other, they would pass through two objects or two sides of a barrier, two barriers. So to pass over, it's Passover time. Last day of Moshe Rabbeinu's life, before the Jewish people are going to be passed over into the jurisdiction of Joshua and go into the land of Israel. They're passing over once again into the covenant. It's interesting because the Torah portion begins in the collective with the plural verbs, but then it goes to the singular, la'avracha bivris, because each Jewish person has a responsibility to enter that covenant. We're part of a collective people, a plurality, but each one has an obligation to live out his or her mission as a Jewish people, as a part of this historic covenant. It's Passover time because we read this always around Rosh Hashanah. We're passing through a gate from one year to another, from one jurisdiction, spiritually, so to speak, the spiritual energy of one year to a new year, which spiritually is a new creation. We're passing over from one year to the next through a portal. And we're meant to renew and pass over once again into our covenant with Hashem as a people. Each one individually, part of a collective called the Jewish people. It's Passover time. I hope to be back before Rosh Hashanah to talk more about this holy holiday. But yes, it's the head of the year. Yes, it's a new year, but it's a time to pass over into a new, fresh year and a new, fresh relationship with Hashem. Each one of us renewing the covenant with him as a people. Good Shabbos.